Welcome to District Command Central, your go-to source for the latest news and updates on the Washington Commanders. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell, so you never miss a play. The Washington Commanders made a significant splash this week by signing veteran pass rusher Von Miller to a lucrative $191 million deal, signaling a major shift in their defensive strategy ahead of the 2025 NFL season. This move adds a true superstar with championship experience to a defense desperately seeking to regain its edge-rushing identity, which faltered after the departure of key players last season. At 35 years old, Miller brings a blend of veteran, savvy, and still potent pass rush skills, despite his age and recent injury setbacks. His presence alone should energize the locker room and inspire the defensive line to new heights, as the Commanders aim to close out games with a stronger pass rush that can disrupt opposing quarterbacks. Miller's signing is a clear message that Washington is committed to competing at a higher level and re-establishing themselves as a dominant defensive force in the league. Coming off a career revival with the Buffalo Bills, Miller impressed many by tallying 6 sacks in 2024 after battling a serious knee injury. In late 2022, the injury sidelined him for most of 2023, but his gradual return to form proved his resilience and determination to keep impacting the game. Buffalo utilized Miller primarily as a situational pass rusher, capitalizing on his ability to deliver high-impact plays in crucial moments, rather than relying on him for every down. This strategic use of his talents allowed Miller to manage his physical condition effectively. While still being a consistent threat, the Commanders are banking on this experience, hoping to deploy Miller in a similar closer role, bringing him in fresh during critical downs to pressure the quarterback and swing momentum in their favor. Washington's defense had a glaring void following the free agency loss of Dante Fowler Jr., who led the team in sacks last year. Miller's arrival is expected to fill that gap not just in numbers, but in leadership and football IQ. As a former Super Bowl MVP and 8-time Pro Bowler, Miller's decorated career is proof of his elite status among edge rushers, accumulating 123.5 career sacks. He stands among the most prolific pass rushers of his generation. And even though his role has shifted with age, his ability to impact games remains formidable. The Commanders' coaching staff envisions Miller bringing a new dimension to their pass rush, one that blends tactical experience with raw, game-changing talent. Joining Miller on the defensive line will be fellow offseason acquisitions Dietrich Wise Jr. and Jacob Martin, who were brought in earlier to bolster the pass rush rotation. This trio is tasked with injecting much-needed energy and consistency into a unit that struggled to apply pressure in 2024. Wise and Martin each bring unique skill sets that complement Miller's veteran presence, providing depth and versatility to the defensive front. The combination of youthful vigor and seasoned expertise could prove deadly if harnessed properly. Under the guidance of defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, the hope is that this revamped rotation will create a more dynamic, disruptive front that can force turnovers and keep opposing offenses on their heels throughout the game. The Commanders' linebacker corps will also play a crucial role in supporting this new-look defense. Both John Bostic and Jamin Davis, who cracked the 2025 NFL Top 100 list, offer leadership, toughness, and relentless effort that will be invaluable in helping integrate Miller and the new defensive line into the scheme. Bostic's high football IQ combined with Davis's relentless motor sets a tone for the defense, ensuring that the front seven operates cohesively and aggressively. Their presence will ease Miller's transition, especially in complex defensive alignments that require communication and quick adjustments. This blend of smart, physical playmaking inside the defense will amplify the impact of Miller's pass rushing on the edge. However, Miller's addition has created a roster logjam, pushing the Commanders to 91 players, one over the NFL's 90-man off-season limit. The team currently has rookie defensive lineman Jerson Johnny Newton-McKay on the active non-football injury list, which still counts against the roster limit. This means the Commanders must make a tough roster decision within 24 to 48 hours before training camp officially starts. This move could involve cutting, trading, or placing a player on injured reserve to stay compliant. These roster tweaks are often stressful for teams, but necessary to maintain depth and flexibility while adhering to league rules. The Commanders' front office will have to balance talent retention with strategic necessity. As they finalize their squad, Miller's arrival represents more than just a player acquisition. It's a statement that Washington is serious about building a winning culture. by investing heavily in a proven veteran with a history of high-level success. The Commanders are sending a message to the league and their fan base that mediocrity won't be tolerated. They want to compete not just in the division but on a national scale. Miller's championship pedigree and knack for making big plays in clutch moments are qualities that can galvanize a locker room hungry for postseason success. The veteran presence also offers invaluable mentorship to younger players who can learn what it takes to win at the highest level directly from one of the best in the business. The timing of Miller's signing just before training camp couldn't be more critical. It injects fresh excitement into a team that struggled with pass rush consistency last season and provides immediate hope for defensive improvement. Training camp will be a testing ground for integrating Miller's unique skill set into the Commanders' defensive schemes. Coaches will likely experiment with different rotations and roles to maximize his impact, especially in late-game situations where his experience can be a decisive factor. Fans and analysts alike will be watching closely to see if Miller's presence translates to tangible defensive improvements once the regular season begins, potentially turning Washington into a more feared defensive unit. While it remains uncertain whether Miller is the final piece in Washington's offseason puzzle, his signing opens the door for further roster moves aimed at strengthening the defense. The Commanders may look to add more complementary pieces in the draft or free agency to ensure a balanced and formidable unit. The league's competitive nature demands constant adaptation, and Washington's willingness to spend big on a player of Miller's caliber demonstrates their commitment to that philosophy. This bold move could inspire other veterans to consider joining the team, attracted by a culture focused on winning and driven by leadership like Miller's. Ultimately, if Von Miller still has gas left in the tank, Washington may have pulled off one of the smartest signings of the summer. His blend of experience, skill, and clutch playmaking could be exactly what the Commanders need to revitalize their defense and compete for playoff success. The eyes of the NFL will be on Washington this season to see how this gamble pays off. For Commanders fans, Miller's signing offers hope, excitement, and a tantalizing glimpse of what could be a resurgent defense ready to dominate the trenches and change the course of games with relentless pressure. If you're enjoying the coverage, make sure to smash that like button and drop a comment with your thoughts on the Commanders' latest moves. We want to hear from you. Breaking news in the NFL world has ignited a buzz of speculation and excitement among fans and analysts alike. Trey Hendrickson, the defensive powerhouse who has been a thorn in the side of quarterbacks across the league, is reportedly headed to the Washington Commanders. According to insider murmurs, Washington won the bidding war for Hendrickson's services, outmaneuvering other contenders with an offer attempting to refuse. This potential acquisition could signal a seismic shift in the Commanders' defensive strategy, injecting a new level of ferocity and skill onto their front line. Fans are already imagining the disruptive pressure Hendrickson could bring to opposing offenses, especially in crucial game moments. While official confirmation is still pending, the sheer intensity of the rumor suggests something big is brewing in Washington. The idea of Hendrickson donning the Commanders' colors has sparked waves of anticipation and debate across social media platforms, leaving the NFL community on edge about what the future holds. The possibility of Trey Hendrickson joining the Commanders has been the talk of the town, stirring speculation not only among the fan base but also within expert circles. Known for his relentless pass rushing abilities and knack for making game-changing plays, Hendrickson's potential arrival could elevate the Commanders' defense to new heights. Observers are pondering how his unique skill set might integrate with Washington's current roster, which has shown promise but struggled with consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks. The whispers of Washington outbidding other teams add a layer of drama to this narrative, highlighting the franchise's commitment to making a bold statement in free agency. Some insiders suggest this move could be the cornerstone of a larger defensive overhaul aimed at transforming the Commanders into a top-tier defensive force. As the rumor mill churns, the NFL world watches eagerly, ready to see if this transaction will indeed come to fruition. The intrigue surrounding Trey Hendrickson's future continues to grow as reports emerge of the Washington Commanders clinching a winning bid to secure his talents. This development, if true, could reshape the dynamics within the NFC East, where the Commanders are desperate to reclaim dominance. Hendrickson's proven ability to pressure quarterbacks could provide the much-needed spark for Washington's defense, which has had its fair share of ups and downs in recent seasons. Speculators are considering how his presence might influence defensive schemes and whether it could serve as a catalyst for the team's overall resurgence. The timing of this alleged acquisition just as training camps loom adds urgency to the speculation. Conversations among analysts are rife with theories on how the Commanders' locker room might react to this new addition and how rival teams in the division will adjust their game plans. To counter this newfound defensive threat, rumors are swirling that the Washington Commanders front office pulled off a masterstroke by securing Trey Hendrickson, a move that could drastically alter the team's defensive landscape. Known for his explosive first step and ability to disrupt plays in the backfield, Hendrickson represents a valuable asset that could fill a glaring need for the Commanders. Sources suggest the bidding war was intense with multiple teams eager to acquire him, but Washington's persistence and financial muscle may have tipped the scales. The potential signing is being framed as a strategic move to bolster an already promising roster, positioning the Commanders as serious contenders for the postseason. Fans are buzzing about the possible chemistry between Hendrickson and other defensive standouts, envisioning highlight reel sacks and game-changing turnovers. While nothing is set in stone, the speculation alone has injected new energy into discussions about the Commanders' off-season moves. In the midst of ongoing free agency excitement, whispers of Trey Hendrickson joining the Washington Commanders have captured the imagination of NFL enthusiasts everywhere. Sources close to the situation hint that Washington emerged victorious in a competitive bidding process, signaling the team's aggressive pursuit of defensive reinforcements. Hendrickson, whose reputation for relentless pass rush and disruptive presence precedes him, could be exactly the player the Commanders need to solidify their defense. Analysts are debating how his skill set complements the team's existing defensive line and what this means for the Commanders' defensive play calling. This rumored acquisition has sparked a flurry of social media discussions, with fans speculating on how many sacks Hendrickson might tally and how his leadership might influence younger players. As training camp approaches, the possibility of Hendrickson in a Commanders uniform remains a tantalizing prospect, one that could reshape the team's identity and prospects. The NFL grapevine is abuzz with speculation that Trey Hendrickson is on his way to the Washington Commanders after they reportedly won the bidding war for his services. This rumor has sparked significant excitement given Hendrickson's established track record as one of the league's most formidable edge rushers. His potential arrival in Washington is seen as a signal of the franchise's intent to fortify its defensive front and make a serious push in the competitive NFC East division. The conversations among pundits revolve around how Hendrickson's aggressive style might mesh with the Commanders' defensive coordinator's schemes, potentially creating one of the most disruptive units in the league. Fans are envisioning how his ability to pressure quarterbacks could change the complexion of key matchups and increase the team's chances of winning close games. Though still unofficial, this rumor is one of the most talked about stories of the offseason, highlighting the Commanders' hunger for success. Amidst the swirl of off-season rumors, one name keeps popping up in discussions about the Washington Commanders: Trey Hendrickson. Reports suggest that Washington has won the bidding for this high-impact defender, fueling hopes that the team is on the verge of a significant upgrade. Hendrickson's ability to generate consistent pressure off the edge could be a game-changer for a Commanders defense that has struggled with pass rush in recent years. Insiders speculate that the team's front office is committed to building a defense capable of matching the high-powered defenses in the league, and Hendrickson's rumored signing fits perfectly into this vision. The timing couldn't be better as the NFL landscape is rapidly evolving, and having a player of Hendrickson's caliber could give Washington an edge. Fans and analysts alike are eagerly awaiting official word, with the rumor creating an atmosphere of excitement and anticipation. The latest buzz in NFL circles is centered around the Washington Commanders reportedly outbidding other teams to secure the services of Trey Hendrickson, a move that could elevate the team's defense substantially. Known for his quickness, technique, and relentless motor, Hendrickson's potential addition has experts speculating on the strategic advantages this could bring. Washington's defense, which has shown flashes of promise but lacked consistent pass rush, might now have the missing piece to disrupt defenses effectively. The rumor has sparked debate about how this move might influence the Commanders' approach to the season and whether it could be the catalyst for a deep playoff run. Fans are buzzing on forums and social media, imagining how Hendrickson's impact will be felt on game days and how his leadership could inspire the defensive squad. Although still unconfirmed, the chatter alone is enough to keep the Commanders in the spotlight. Among the flurry of off-season chatter, the potential signing of Trey Hendrickson by the Washington Commanders stands out as a major talking point. According to the rumors, Washington outbid several contenders to land the talented edge rusher, a move that could significantly bolster their defensive capabilities. Analysts are keen to see how Hendrickson's relentless pass rush will mesh with the Commanders' existing defensive schemes and how quickly he can adapt to their system. This rumor deal has sparked a wave of optimism among the Commanders' faithful, who have long awaited a high-impact signing that could change the team's fortunes. Conversations about Hendrickson's potential role, impact on game plans, and leadership influence are dominating sports talk shows and online discussions. While the final details remain under wraps, the buzz is enough to suggest that the Commanders could be gearing up for a transformative season. As the NFL offseason heats up, the rumor mill points to the Washington Commanders emerging victorious in the race to sign Trey Hendrickson, a move that could dramatically alter the team's defensive outlook. Sources close to the matter hint at a fierce bidding war with Washington ultimately prevailing, signaling the franchise's aggressive pursuit of top talent. Hendrickson's reputation as a relentless edge rusher with a knack for disrupting quarterbacks fits perfectly with the Commanders' vision of building a formidable defense. Speculation abounds about how this signing could affect the team's chemistry, defensive strategies, and overall competitiveness in the NFC East. Fans are buzzing with excitement at the prospect of Hendrickson patrolling the defensive line, imagining the impact he could have on game day and the playoffs. While nothing is official yet, the chatter suggests that Washington is ready to make a statement with this potential high-profile acquisition. Thanks for tuning into District Command Central. Make sure to subscribe and follow us for all the Commanders news you need. Until next time, keep the faith and hail to the Commanders.